When we watch a film, what is it that we are looking for? Are we looking for all those perfect match on action shots, the masterminds of the directors, or those A-list celebrities? Sure, we are always looking for these things, however, sound is what we want. Think silent movies versus sound featuring films. Yes, silent films are great, and they do have their place, however, most people want to hear sound whenever they watch a film. And there is nothing better than the music and the sound effects from Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. It was a genius production that has left a mark on millions of lives. Even within our new generation, if you ask anyone a question about 2001 A Space Odyssey, there's a potential chance that they will know how to answer it. We recently learned about this production's mastery of concepts such as match on action, how it utilizes average shot length to get the best reaction out of the audience, and shooting for the edit. However, we did not talk about what might be the most apparent feature of this film. It's sound. Sound refers to everything we hear in a movie: words, sound effects, and music. Sound is used to heighten a mood, provide us with information about the location of a scene, advance the plot, and tell us about the characters in the story. After learning about sound, I have found to see it in these 4 basic principles. Sound sets mood. Sound helps to tell the story by adding additional punch to the visual images. Sound can propel the audience to another time zone, past and/or future. Dialogue tells. Would you say that the sound placement of a movie was successful if the intensity of it made the audience hold their breath along with the character? This is exactly what happens to me when I'm watching this scene from the movie. I'm not even able to watch the scene without playing the part because sound is so prevalent and convincing.
Well, I'm not so sure. What do you think about it?
The use of sound is so important to the development of a film, whether it be diegetic or non-diegetic sounds. Before films even had sound, there was only a certain amount of information that you could possibly retain from a screen, and that depends on how big the shot is, meaning how much area it can cover, and how fast your brain can process said shots. However, when you add in a new form of communication, suddenly the amount of information that can be retained grows exponentially. This is exemplified in this past scene. Because we know what each environment sounds like, we are able to infer that Hal is reading the character's lips and can tell what they are saying. And all of this came from the presence of sound or lack of. Music and sound effects can propel the audience to another time zone, past and future. To me, when I hear this type of music that we just heard, I think of the 50s and the 60s, which is when it was created. I think that this is something that dates the film, though. You see this happy jingle-like score in many earlier productions that were made. Even though some of the music makes me feel like I was there in the 60s as this score was created, at the same time, other things also make me feel like I'm 100 years in the future, which is something that Star Wars, Star Trek, and any other sci-fi movies often do. The fourth principle is dialogue tells the story. This is something that is prevalent in today's time, however, it might not be for the best. When movies are dialogue heavy, we do not necessarily have to pay attention to them. We can drift away or do something on our phones and still know exactly what is going on in the movie. However, in a scene like this, Kubrick forces the audience to have to pay attention to the movie. I hope that you were paying attention just now, because if you weren't, you would have missed something just like you would in the movie. In a scene like this, Kubrick forces the audience to have to pay attention to the movie. In turn, because of this lack of diegetic sound, the audience seems like they don't have much to work with, but actually has plenty in order to appreciate what is deemed as one of the best films of all time.